Hi, everyone. So, first of all, I just wanted to say I miss you guys so much, and I can't wait until we can be in the classroom again. Just wanted to start out with that. And then, if you need anything at all, don't forget that you can come either to my tutoring sessions, or you can also email me, and we can set up a tutoring session if you miss the ones that are already there. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So this is our week 3 distance learning lesson for day 2. So week 3, day 2 lesson. It's going to be over fixed variables and expenses. So whenever we are talking about our personal finance unit, there's something that we need to talk about called a budget. Okay, so when we talk about a budget, that's just going to be a plan for your money. Okay. So when we're looking at the plan for your money, there's going to be three different types of expenses. And expenses are going to be how we spend our money. Okay. So first of all, expenses are how we spend our money. So let's write how we spend. All right, so the first way that we can spend our money is going to be fixed expensive. So those are going to be the same each month. So an example of a fixed expense is going to be like our Netflix bill. Netflix is always $19 every month. It never changes. It's always $19. The next type of expense is going to be a living expenses. And this is going to vary from month to month. So a good example of this would be like your electric bill. Your electric bill isn't going to be the same every month. It's going to change depending on how much electric you use that month. So that's why it changes or it varies month to month. And the last kind of expenses are annual expenses. And these are the expenses that we have to pay each year. And so let's say that we every year we have to spend $300 to on our taxes, or we have to spend $300 to buy new clothes for school, or we had to spend $400 to get our car maintenance every year. So this is going to be an expense that we have to pay every year, but we're going to break that expense up into months. So that way we're not having to come up with a whole bunch of money all at once. We're budgeting it and we're saving a little every month to pay for that annual or yearly expense. Okay, so if you look here, it has more examples. So again, fixed expenses are going to be things like rent and car payments. They are going to be the same in each month. Okay, so when you budget those, you actually use the amount of the expense. Okay, and then they have examples of living expenses. So food, utilities. Utilities are like water and electric, and transportation. So your how much gas you put in your car. So those expenses change every month depending on how much you use. So when you budget living expenses, you're going to use an average or a mean. And I'm going to go ahead and underline that because that's going to be super important. That's actually what we're learning today. So when you budget living expenses, you use an average or a mean of your past expenses. So you look at what you had to pay in the past and you look at a certain number of months, and then you're going to average those to see what you should pay this time. Okay, so let's look at an example. And again, we're finding a variable expense. So we're finding an expense that's going to change. It says in the last 3 months, and I'm going to underline 3 because we need that information to do an average. Your family spent $116, $76, and $136 for transportation. So how much should we budget for the next month? And we're going to round to the nearest dollar. So to find the average, right, to find the average, we add everything together. Then we're going to divide by the number of months. That's how you find the average. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do, step one, is I'm going to add, so here's step one, I'm going to add to find the total. So I'm going to add 116 plus 76 plus 136. So again, I added all three of those together. Okay, and then to add them together, you can do it by hand if you like, or you can use a calculator. So you can grab your phone and you can go to the calculator on your phone and you can add them together. So 116 plus 76 plus 136. And you're actually going to go ahead and hit enter. So where it says equals, you're going to go ahead and hit enter and get your final amount, which is 328. And then you need to make sure that on your calculator you press clear. If you don't press clear, what's going to happen is that it's not going to do the operations correctly and you might get the answer wrong. So make sure you clear your calculator before you do the next step, okay? So on this next step, step two, we're going to divide to find the average. So we're going to take the number that we just got, that total, so 328, and then remember, we divide by the number of months, right? We divide by the number of months. So it was 3 months. So I'm going to divide by 3. So again, I can use my calculator on a phone, or you can use a calculator online, whatever you want to do. And we'll put 328 divide by 3. And we get this answer, and it's a decimal. So we get 109. And then we get 33333. Well, we're only dealing with money. So when you deal with money, you only need 2 numbers after the decimal. So I'm going to round to 2 numbers after the decimal, which is $109.33. That's how much we should budget for the next month. Okay, so this is our lesson for our new lesson for this week. So you can review this lesson as many times as you want before you try the practice problems. Again, you can email me or you can attend tutoring and for help if you do need help. And then of course you can use this video as well. All right, I hope you guys have a great week. I'll see you later.